Hey, Minimum Effort here, hope you're all doing well. This week's newest card is Warlock, and I'm very interested in this card. I think it's got potentially a very high ceiling, but yeah, we need to play some games with it to find out how good it's going to be. And I've got 3 decks for you that we're going to test after this. I haven't played them yet, we're going to test them. At the end of the video, we'll take a look and see which decks work best for Warlock. So Warlock is a 3-cost, 3-power card with the activate ability for each unspent energy, give a card in your hand -1 cost. So what you want to do with Warlock is get it on the board by turn 4 so that you can activate it on turn 5, and then that will reduce the costs of the cards in your hand for you to play on turn 6. So lots you can potentially do with this card in some different decks. The first deck that I think most people are going to think of is High Evo. And the reason for this is obviously getting those big power from Infinite Hulk and She-Hulk, but we're also doing a couple of other little things here. So looking at the deck, obviously yes, you want to play on turns 3 or 4, ideally, Warlock or Cyclops. In any order, doesn't really matter. I would probably put Warlock on turn 3 and then Cyclops on turn 4, because then you can at least see on turn 4 where Cyclops is going to do the most damage for your opponent's cards. And then turn 5 you would activate Warlock, reduce the cost of the cards in your hand, and then turn 6, if you haven't played anything, you can then play Infinite plus whatever else you can play in your hand. Now the thing to note with She-Hulk is that when you are activating Warlock on turn 5, it will reduce the cost of those cards on turn 5, and She-Hulk's cost will go to 0 or whatever it is at the start of turn 6. So there is a chance obviously that She-Hulk is going to get her cost reduced, and then she'll just reduce to 0 or 1 anyway. So that part isn't ideal, but obviously if you can hit other cards with cost reduction, there's more you can do on turn 6. So looking at the deck, we have got Sunspot, because yes, we want to be floating energy and we can get Sunspot up fairly high for a 1-cost card, so that's really good to do. Misty Knight, good with her high evolutionary form. She is giving power to another card when energy is not fully spent, so that's very useful in this deck. Armor is there to protect your big cards, but also if you're playing against Destroy, you can drop armor in that lane and try to shut down what they are doing, so that's a useful bit of tech in this deck. Maximus. Now the reason Maximus is here is because if you don't have, say, Infinite to play on turn 6, what are you looking to do? You're looking to get power on the board anyway. That is that final turn that you need to drop that power. Now, because the cost reductions are going to be kind of spread out with the cards in your hand, there's chances are that it's going to be a few cards that get a cost reduction, but only by maybe 1, maybe 2, like that. So I think Maximus is actually a good call here, because at best he'll go to a 0-6. You know, if he goes to a 1-6, that's pretty good too. And the on-reveal effects that he has doesn't really matter, because you'll be playing him at the end of the game just for that point drop on the final turn. 6 power is still pretty good. So yeah, I think Maximus could be a good choice here. Warlock, like I say, you want to drop it on turn 3 or 4. If you put it on turn 5, yeah, play other cards. There's other things you can do. You can go the kind of the general high evo route of playing your other cards, just get your power on the board that way. Cyclops again, play on turn 3 or 4. Yeah, affect those enemy cards with negative power. Try and put it in a lane where there are obviously more than one card, so you're getting the benefits of that effect. Lunar Snow is here just to get that extra energy, but then also kind of like Maximus, it's a 6-power card. If you can get the cost of it reduced for that final turn, that's pretty good as well. So you can drop a Maximus and a Lunar Snow and a She-Hulk on turn 6. That could be pretty good. That's, you know, 22 power in total compared to what else you've got on the board as well. But yeah, but then also you play Lunar Snow maybe on turn 3 or 4. You skip on turn 5. And then you can still play She-Hulk for 0 with Infinite, and that's without Warlock being on the board. So that's your kind of alternative way to get the She-Hulk Infinite play out. And there's Super Scroll. You don't have to have Super Scroll in this deck, but looking at decks that can go above this with kind of the power, you're thinking about Mr. Negative, and there is still a lot of Mr. Negative in the meta at the moment, and Super Scroll can win a lane on its own. So if you are playing against Mr. Negative decks, or kind of ongoing decks, anything that's kind of using, say, Iron Man as a prime kind of example, prioritise playing Super Scroll, because you can still then get big power into your other lane to win the game. High Evolutionary unfortunately has to be here because he's High Evolutionary. High Evolutionary, do you know what, might see more play in this kind of deck, because like I say, if you are getting High Evolutionary's cost reduced to maybe a 2/7 or something like that, that's not bad to play on that turn 6 either. So High Evolutionary might prove to be useful in this deck yet. So you might not. And then She-Hulk, obviously trying to get those costs reduced for her to play on turn 6. Obviously if your opponent is playing Mobius, then her cost will not get reduced, she'll stay as a 6-cost card. But then also you have a Hulk that you can drop on turn 6 as well, that will hopefully be big. So yeah, but yeah, She-Hulk is going to pair hopefully very well with Warlock. Let's see how she gets on. And then Hulk, because yeah, in High Evo, Hulk is hopefully going to get a lot of power on him throughout the game, and will play for big power at the end of the game. He might even be bigger than Infinite by turn 6, so yeah, certainly very worth having. And then Infinite, because it's 20 power that you can play on turn 6 with other cards as well. So yeah, Infinite, really big power in this deck. And the good thing about this deck as well is because you have that surprise power, you can play in 3 lanes. You can spread them across. You can play in lanes that your opponent might not be expecting you to play in, because you have that power that you can drop to win the game. So yeah, this is deck 1. I'm going to start with this deck. This will be the first deck I play in the video. But yeah, this was kind of the first deck I thought of. Like I say, Maximus, you can maybe swap for something else that might be a bit more useful. Super Scroll, I would probably keep Super Scroll in, just because there seems to be a lot of ongoing stuff in the meta at the moment as well. But yeah, the rest of the cards I would stick with. So yeah, this is the first deck. So this is deck 2, this is Pixie Warlock. So what we're trying to do is obviously use Pixie to jumble the costs of those cards in your deck, and then when you draw them, hopefully you've got some nice cheaper options that you can play, plus Warlock then making all your cards in your hand cheaper by activating him on turn 5 and skipping. And then obviously turn 6, you're looking to do the same thing again. Obviously, this is what you're trying to do with Warlock. It's dropping that big power on turn 6. The alternative kind of play lines you have with this is that you can play Pixie on turn 2 into, say, Mobius on turn 3, because then your costs will be protected, and it will stop your opponent's costs from being reduced. And then you can play something like maybe Sandman on turn 5 if you're not seeing Warlock, if you're not getting kind of good Pixie draws, because Sandman on turn 5 means that on turn 6 your opponent's costs will be more, but yours won't be affected if you have Mobius on the board, which means you can still do big cards that are reduced by Pixie. So there's kind of 2 avenues that you can go within this. So yeah, interested in this deck. I think this could be something. Yeah, interested to see how well the Sandman kind of line plays, because there's a lot of decks at the moment in the meta that are playing kind of combos, lots of cards, maybe 2 or 3 cards on turn 6, and Sandman can shut that down, which is very useful. So yeah, we're playing Sunspot again because we're looking to float that energy. Just having a Sunspot that is maybe 1/4, 1/5 minimum, like that's pretty good power for a 1-cost. Plus it's also a 1-cost card that can be jumbled by Pixie. Rocket Raccoon, because yes, if you get Rocket Raccoon cheaper and you know where to play him on turn 6, that can be a 0/5 card. That's pretty good. So yeah, Rocket Raccoon. You could maybe swap it for something like Black Cat, but then with Black Cat, obviously the problem with Black Cat is you need to play her when you draw her, and if she's kind of drawn on the same turn as that you want to play Warlock, that can get a bit tricky. So I prefer kind of the definites in this game of saying, okay, we have Rocket Raccoon, we can play Rocket Raccoon whenever we like. Hydro Bob, because again it's a 1/4, really good stats. The only downside with it is obviously snapping will move it out of lanes that you might prefer it to be in, but it's a 1/4. Again, it's a 1-cost card that can be jumbled with something else that's bigger. But yeah, just a generic 1-cost card, Hydro Bob is one of the best. And then we've got Pixie, obviously shuffling those base costs of all the cards, and hopefully getting that Mobius protection to stop them being higher than their base cost anyway. Yeah, interesting. You can see how Pixie gets on. Warlock, like we say, we're still trying to do the same thing. Activate on turn 5, skip, drop all our cards on turn 6. Mobius, great tech at the moment, just against Ravona decks, Mr. Negative decks, any decks that are playing kind of Surge or Pedro Fantastic, Fastos, stuff like that, because it just stops all those decks having their costs reduced, which is really, really useful. So yeah, Mobius, a very good card. A Copycat, probably a flex option, but I think there's just a lot of good cards being played at the moment. I think a Copycat is probably a useful card to have. Also, the 3 cost of Copycat, if you're jumbling that with a Red Hulk or something like that, a 3 cost Red Hulk is pretty good. So I think it's kind of a mid-range card that you're happy to have it if it gets a really good effect. But if it's in your deck and it gets jumbled by Pixie, it's got a good chance of making something cheaper, which is good. And then Moon Girl, because if you're getting those really good Pixie hits, or even if you've just got those kind of 1-cost cards in your hand, like Hydra Bob and Rocket Raccoon, that, do you know what? You wouldn't mind having those for later game plays. If you drop the Warlock on turn 3, if you're playing Moon Girl, and then you skip and activate the Warlock on turn 5, you've got those Moon Girl targets, which could be She-Hulk, which could be Rocket Raccoon, which could be Hydra Bob, and if they're getting their cost reduced by Warlock, it's just more potential to put more cards on the board. And then Sandman, like I say, this is kind of the alternative strategy. It's putting Sandman on turn 5. If you've got Mobius in your hand on your deck as well, that kind of protects you, and you can play as many cards as you can, but it would affect your opponent as well. And then yeah, for our power cards, Red Hulk, just looking to build power as we play. Red Hulk can get pretty big. Obviously the downside of Red Hulk is your opponent sees that you have a Red Hulk, but yeah, obviously they can't predict where that's going to go. She-Hulk, again, paired with Warlock, get her cheap, drop her on turn 6. And then Hulkling as well, just because I've been playing a fair bit of Hulkling lately, and I just think he's a very good card. I think you're more likely to get a good effect than not. And yeah, obviously if you can get Hulkling with, you know, a really good effect, that can be game winning as well. So yeah, Hulkling works in this deck, I think. We're going to give this a try. Yeah, I think this will be certainly a very fun deck. We should get some really good interactions from it. So this is our second deck. And our final deck is Warlock Hand. This is a kind of a Victoria hand deck that we are also putting in Warlock, Moon Girl and She-Hulk as well. Binks kind of mentioned this as being a potential home for Warlock in the Snapchat with Alex Kocher. And yeah, I just thought I'd build a deck around that basically. And so yeah, what we're obviously trying to do is generate cards with Iron Patriots, Mirage and Moon Girl. Frigga can make a copy, Nico can make a copy, or destroy a card to draw your cards, because we really want to see Victoria hand in this deck. And then of course, yes, if we're playing Warlock, skip on turn 5. Hopefully you've been able to get your Victoria hand on the board by then. And then kind of what we're looking to do on turn 6 with this deck is, if you have Victoria hand on the board and you can get Onslaught cheaper through Warlock cost reductions, you have a She-Hulk that you can drop as well, plus, you know, Iron Patriot. If you win that lane, that card is going to be cheaper by winning that lane, but then you can get it even more cheaper with Warlock. Mirage hitting a low cost card that you can get that cost down. Frigga getting a copy of Victoria hand that you can then play if that's reduced by Warlock. There's a few different options that you can go with in this, so I think this is certainly worth a try. And I feel obviously Onslaught, you're looking to hit Onslaught onto Victoria hand. You could play Moonstone instead, but I think a 6-cost card of Onslaught having extra power as well, it's doing the same effect. Yeah, I thought this was worth a try. And obviously any chance you've got to get kind of Onslaught early, if you're getting any energy cheap through locations or anything like that, Onslaught you can put onto Quinjet, you can put it in that lane as well to get all your cards that are generated much cheaper. So yeah, Nico Minoru, because you want to either copy a card or destroy a card to draw 2 cards. You can give cards extra power as well, that's kind of useful. You can move a card if there's kind of location issues. So yeah, Nico's a really good card to have in this deck. Lots and lots of options for her. Quinjet, again, you're looking to reduce the cost of those created cards. Very straightforward. Iron Patriot, because yeah, if you're getting those 4, 5 or 6 cost cards, getting their cost cheaper, getting the cost of those cheaper through Warlock seems like that would be pretty good. And of course, if you're making the power of those cards big with your Victoria hand, you can have some really interesting things to do. Mirage again gives you that information of what card your opponent has in their hand, as well as obviously giving it more power, and then also maybe getting more power from Victoria hand too. Victoria hand key in this deck, and I love this variant. Warlock again, yeah, let's see. This might not be the best home for Warlock, but I think it's worth a try, just because Victoria hand as a whole is so strong. There's no TA on Thursday. I think Victoria hand might get a few points taken off kind of across her deck, whether that's her going to a 2-2, whether that's Moonstone going to a 4-5, something like that. But yeah, let's see how it does in this deck. Frigga again getting those copies of ideally Victoria hand, but then also if you do get a really good copy of a Iron Patriot card or a Mirage card, copy that as well with Frigga, and yeah, get these cards on the board. Mobius again, just for that kind of cost protection, and obviously having that effect on your opponents offensively as well. Yeah, Mobius, I think just a general good tech card to have, and like I say, if you spot early on that you're playing against Mr. Negative or something like that, yeah, get Mobius on the board. Shang-Chi, because power must be controlled. Yeah, obviously this is still before the OTA, before we see if any of these tech cards are going to get their abilities reverted to how they were before. But I still think Shang-Chi, you need to have the opportunity to destroy big cards. And yeah, Shang-Chi can do that. And obviously a cheap Shang-Chi that is made through Warlock as well, that's very useful to have. So yeah, Shang-Chi. Moon Girl, just getting those copies of ideal cards really. You might need to be a bit careful with your hand size with Moon Girl. If you're still looking to draw Victoria hand, do you want to play Moon Girl? It depends on what you've got in your hand, what those kind of draws are from Mirage and Iron Patriot. You want to see what you can play. But yeah, Moon Girl just gives you a lot more options to do what you want to do. And then, like I said, yeah, Onslaught. If you can get Onslaught onto Victoria hand, you know, and we get these copies down on the board throughout the game, that's going to be really good power. And you can obviously Onslaught in a lane with Victoria hand is good power. Put a copy of a card in that lane and play She-Hulk and other stuff in another lane. That's generally going to be pretty good. So yeah, and obviously She-Hulk, if you can get copies of She-Hulk that you're then playing Warlock and skipping turn 5, you get 2 She-Hulks that you can drop on turn 6. And obviously the copy of the She-Hulk will also be buffed by Victoria hand and maybe Onslaught. So yeah, there's a few different options for power in this deck. So yeah, really interesting options I think for Warlock. And let's see how we get on with him. So yeah, before we join the gameplay highlights, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Try to bring you as many decks as I can each week. Yeah, 3 decks in this video, just because I just went a bit crazy with Warlock. But yeah, remember to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more videos I bring you, and leave a like down below, leave a comment. What decks are you playing with Warlock? Have you played these decks? Let me know how you get on. So yeah, let's take a look at these gameplay highlights. Cheers. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're playing Deadpool's Diner just because this has been the limited time game mode this week, and I think it's worth saying as well that it's been a success. Like, lots and lots of options to get cosmetic stuff from this game. Getting Danger was the card, that was pretty good. Yeah, just it seems to be a very well received game mode for everyone, and I think it's just good. It's good to see Second Dinner doing this. I'm not sure if it was intentional for us to be able to get so many nachos so easily, because I am rinsing the borders. I'm hoping to get a lot more of the emotes as well, just because they're normally too expensive in the game to get normally through like gold or tokens or whatever. So yeah, it's just nice to be able to get these things that you wouldn't normally be able to get. So yeah, I can't see it happening all the time though. Yes, so what are we doing? We are playing against the Mr. Negative deck. So because we have Super Scroll, Warlock is on the board already, that's great. So we are going to drop Super Scroll. We'll drop it into Zenlar, and then Turn 5, we will activate Warlock. And then we've got Infinite and we've got She-Hulk already. And then, yeah, we've got Maximus. They've magicked it. Okay. So we can still do this and then play additional cards on turn 7. Which I think, let's do that anyway. Let's not wait. Yeah, High Evo, Lunar Snow and Maximus, obviously the middle lane took some power away from our cards, but we're going to have a lot of cards to play, so yeah. So it's Gore on the left lane. So this is what I mean against playing against High Evo, especially with this kind of deck. So we've got reduced, so Maximus got reduced. I mean, it also as well, like, Magic's not a bad card to have because the effects of this obviously go past turn 6. So let's drop Infinite right, because I don't think they're running Shang-Chi in this deck. We can drop She-Hulk mid, because we know we've got Super Scroll taking some effects here. And then turn 6 we can drop a Hulk or Maximus. That seems really good. So yeah, they are going to get Mr. Negative Jane Foster stuff. But I think we're just going to go... We're so far ahead mid. I think we go Hulk mid. And we go Maximus right. And then if they're dropping Iron Man and stuff like that, Super Scroll can hopefully win left. So yeah, we should hopefully be okay. Yeah, it's not a bad first game to be up against, especially because we've put Super Scroll in this deck for exactly this outcome. Yeah, they're playing a lot of cards, but yeah, let's see what we've got. So it's Shang-Chi hits the Super Scroll. So it's Null, which goes to 25. Is the Mystic big enough to win right? It ties. Oh, we lose. Okay. Yeah, I did say they weren't running Shang-Chi in negative, and this one is. Okay, but yeah, just we could have protected Super Scroll maybe a little bit more by maybe putting Super Scroll in this lane and then playing She-Hulk maybe in this lane and just going for that extra power here. So we could have won that. Yeah, outside of those plays, just as an example of getting that power on the board and kind of using that Super Scroll as the counter for Mr. Negative, even though it didn't work here. That's really going to annoy me. But yeah, cool, not a bad start, even though it's a loss. It's an example of actually what you can do, and especially if there is a magic that you have extra things that you can do on turn 6 and 7.
My creations.
Okay, so yeah, Sunspot, Armor, and Cyclops, very good turns 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, let's drop Sunspot into Big House, absolutely, because that can get pretty big if we're skipping energy. But obviously, Armor we will have to put into mid or right to protect our bigger cards. Obviously, She-Hulk is cost reduced enough. She can go into Big House as well, actually. Yeah, let's drop Armor right, even though, yeah, we can put big power cards here. Let's try and go as big as we can. Big Silver Domino. So Cyclops, we will drop into Big House, that's fine. So yeah, obviously we would need to have Warlock next turn that we can drop to then activate on turn 5. They're playing Warlock. Cool, nice to see it. Let's see what deck they're playing. Chimchanga as well. So we do not get Warlock. So what we are instead doing is winning. Okay, yeah. Obviously you didn't have the Warlock line, but obviously yeah, High Evo as a 4/7. And then yeah, obviously see what else we draw on turns 5 and 6. But yeah, obviously I don't think they fancied the Cyclops. Taking power away from them, and probably didn't have Wiccan. So yeah, okay, we'll take that one too.
Behold my creations.
Okay, cool. So Super Scroll, Warlock, and Lunar Snow. Strange Academy. Okay, so we don't need to play anything into there now. And we've got the Infinite. Okay, let's see if we can get something to drop on turn 2. Snow Guard. You don't see a lot of Snow Guard these days. Okay. So we probably need to be snapping. Yeah, we can drop something this next turn. That's fine. Don't mind these locations, by the way, in Devil's Diner. I think most of them have been pretty good. They haven't kind of restricted the game at all. And they kind of put more of a focus on snapping to obviously make that more of a thing in this game, which has been pretty good. So yeah, I've liked this event so far. Asgard. So we have the She-Hulk as well. So yeah, we're going to do... The thing with Lunar Snow is obviously if you play Lunar Snow into Asgard, this ice block can't be destroyed. So we'd have to play Lunar Snow here and then leave a space and play Warlock somewhere else. So let's snap so that we can play Warlock into the Sanctum Sanctorum, in Sanctum Snaptorum, sorry, on 4, and then we can not do anything. Oh, it's a Scorpion, okay, cool. Obviously, it also stops them as well, having the Ice Cube in the armor lane. That's something to be aware of. So yeah, let's Warlock. Yeah, extra energy from Ice Cube means if She-Hulk can get avoided. Destroyer. Wow, so I gave them an armor lane. It's Arishem though, isn't it? So wow, okay, that works for them. So activate Warlock. So this is the other thing as well. Obviously having a lot of cards in hand means this Warlock energy is going to get split obviously all over the place. Let's see what we can get played on turn 6. Okay. Yeah, She-Hulk got reductions, Sunspot got reductions. Yeah, okay. Cool. I mean, we don't really mind that because Infinite can win that lane for us. We can drop a She-Hulk. We can drop a Maximus. Sunspot won't do anything for us, but let's drop him anyway. That's 15 power that they'll have to contend with left. With the Infinite winning right, so that's pretty good. Snap as well. Get those bubs. I've already got the Deadpool variant. Clean that out. Yeah, I've enjoyed this game mode just a lot more this time. Yeah. They've dropped a lot of cards. It's a Mockingbird, it's an Enchantress, and a Gymantium Torch. Can we go above that? No, we can't. If we would have played those mid, we would have won that lane instead. So yeah, I think that's... Yeah, we should have really thought about that because obviously they would have been banking on 10 power being enough here. So yeah, it makes sense they would drop all their lanes to win this lane because... Yeah, because they can obviously play into this lane. That's a misplay from us. Yeah, well, yeah, not bad though. Again, you can see kind of the power that you can get out. Yeah, should have played into this lane, would have had 21 power there. That would have won the game. So yeah, okay.
Behold my creations.
Because yeah, having obviously Warlock, Super Scroll, pretty good. Yeah, let's drop a Misty Knight. Old School could be interesting for if we can drop. So yeah, obviously because we're skipping turn 5 with Warlock, that's going to work in our favour as well. And Thunderbolt's Tower as well. So we don't seem to have She-Hulk yet. So we are going to play Warlock now. And then turn 4 we'll drop the Cyclops into wherever they're playing cards. It's this lane, so yeah, we'll drop it in here. It's a Darken, so yeah, obviously getting that power reduced with Cyclops is going to be really, really important. So yeah, we've got the Cyclops. I'd probably snap at this point if this was a regular game. Come on, dude. Yeah, also we've got Hulk in hand. They've copied the Darken. Okay, they're going to try and get another Darken down somewhere as well. So, Sunspot. Okay, so let's see what is going to get reduced. Obviously, we would really like Lunar Snow to be reduced a lot. They haven't discarded a lot of cards, so if they have like Morbius, Super Scroll doesn't really do anything for us there. So probably Lunar Snow getting cost reduced is going to be ideal. She goes to 1, don't mind that. So 16 power Hulk.
Hello, hello.
I've got him from 6. Was Hulk 5? Yeah, he's 5. So, because this Darken isn't going to get very big at all, we will drop Hulk right and Lunar Snow left. And we'll leave. We don't need to play Sunspot, he's not going to do anything for us. Plus having that 1 extra energy, we'll do something with Cyclops and we'll do something with Misty Knight too. So yeah, happy to do this. It's Modok. Yeah.
You won't need this anymore.
Yes, obviously the Scorn bonus went on Middle Darken. So yeah, that is still going to get a bit of a buff. But yeah, we've still got too much left. Cool, obviously yeah, they didn't get the exact draw that you want with Darken, but obviously having 2 Darkens on the board, obviously without our power reduction on it, obviously you see this one goes to 24, that wins that lane, but having Cyclops pushing that power down wins the game for us. So yeah, not a bad start with this deck. I think there's definitely something here, but yeah, let's try playing with the second deck. Okay, cool, this is the Pixie version that we're playing. Hydra Bob for a Moongirl target is pretty good, we don't mind that at all. Hulkling being E-Sol is also brilliant because that will pull copied cards, so that'll be something from Moongirl. So that's pretty good. It's Quinjet for them, they're playing Arishem, of course they are. I hate Arishem. Also, filling this will give copies as well. Because they're Arishem, they might be able to do it before us. Let's give it a go anyway. I haven't made anything, so yeah, we might be able to get an extra. Oh, it snapped. Snap you back. Hopefully, we'll go back. Let's Mobius, because Mobius will then at least stop the Quinjet cost reductions. And if Hydra Bob can snap back, that would be lovely. Still warm, okay.
Aid my hand.
On left, perfect. It's probably too late for Pixie, but yeah, obviously we're going to get... what's going to happen first? The location happens first, is that right? So we're going to get our opening hand plus a Hulkling. I think that's how it works. Let's check it. So yes, it's Bob, Moongirl, Mobius, and then Moongirl will give us a Hulkling. That's fine. I wonder if Hulkling can pull the other Hulkling. That would be cool. Obviously, yeah, the only other problem with this now is, I don't know, because Bob snapped and moved out, so we can still play cards into this. That's fine. So, because we want to play Hulkling here, it means we really have to play something here. What's the most we can play? Is 5 with Moongirl. 14. There's not a lot of power, and they're probably going to play cards here as well. And so yeah, I have to hope this is going to be enough. I think because of the storm, we had to come. We didn't have to fill. Actually, we could have done that later. So yeah, they're Gorg's Octopus. Yeah, they're gonna win. Left as well. Three Hulklings in hand. Okay. Yeah, cool. Well, Hulkling pulls the other Hulkling, so yeah. Which also pulls a bot. Yeah, okay. Yeah, obviously we kind of played ourselves into a corner there by trying to play this to fill the hand, and they played the Storm in the other lane. Which we couldn't have won that anyway, but it could have left us a bit more space here. Yeah, I'm probably a bit more too focused on trying to fill that location. But yeah, other than that, Hulkling being a boss, he's always nice to see. So, yeah. So yeah, we have Sandman in place. We do have a She-Hulk, so if we do draw Warlock, we might go that way. Pixie, turn 2 is going to be great. We could Pixie and Snap to turn Pixie into a 3-cost card. I don't think we mind that. Yeah. Well, that sucks. Sure. Let's Pixie and see if we can get some draws out that we can get out before turn 4. Yeah, Warlock isn't going to do anything for us if we drop it next turn, actually, is it? Come on, Pixie, give us something good. It's a 6-cost Sunspot. Okay. Let's Snap here. Play Warlock left. Let's see what Pixie turns into. We can Snap. It's a nightmare. Okay.
Time's up.
So it's a Rock Slide. I've got 1-cost Red Hole. Amazing. I think we just drop it here because we're winning these 2 lanes. Let's drop Red Hulk here and just see what our opponent does. Can they play more than 1 card? It's just 1. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, crossbone's cool. So yeah, Pixie did really well for us there. Obviously didn't really get to play the wait, why did Warlock turn into Rock Slide? That should have been Pixie, right? Snap to destroy your lowest cost card. It's replaced at +1 cost. It doesn't say here. So I thought it was going to be Pixie that transformed. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, Pixie, obviously a 1-cost Red Hulk. Love to see it. Okay, so yeah, Sunspot on Warlock and Copycat. Copycat was a Wong. Could be potentially useful with Rocket Raccoon. Let's play Sunspot elsewhere for now. So yeah, obviously if the Nexus turns into the Taco Truck, that's potentially interesting. Yeah, we're going to play Warlock next turn. She-Hulk, okay. Let's play Warlock mid. Because yeah, by the end of this turn we'll know if Nexus is destroyed or not.
Face the might of Asgard.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, Nexus is still active. So, what we want to do... So we have Rocket Raccoon. So potentially we drop Wong Copycat. going to play here now? I think yeah, I think we wait till turn 6 because then we can drop Rocket Raccoon here, double proc on that, a She-Hulk, something else. Let's play Bob. Let's play Bob. Play Bob mid. Do we play Chimichanga now? Yeah, let's play it now. Let's just get these cards out. Then, I mean, what cards can we get cheaper, I suppose? I think Eitree's going to pull the Hammer for Thor. Right. We want a Sandman instead. It's a Warlock deck. Let's play Warlock. And skip. Yeah, because we have She-Hulk plus Rocket Raccoon. I think, yeah, it's more power. And because it's Nexus. I think that's pretty good. Black Panther for them is really good, though. So, yeah, we are now relying on... Can we get Hulkling? We can. So, Hulkling. A Helicarrier. So yeah, we are just going to go Rocket Raccoon, She-Hulk, Hulkling. So yeah, getting those cost reductions, Rocket Raccoon into a 0 cost. Yeah, pretty good. Let's see if this can be enough power. So yeah, Thor is going to get really big. And an Odin. No, but this is all in one lane as well, so obviously the Nexus worked for them for this. 6 power is a lot. That is a lot. We get a double hit from Rocket Raccoon. 10 from Shield. That's not going to be enough, is it? 38, not bad. But yeah, obviously no, we couldn't compete with that. Their deck was set up for Nexus, unfortunately. But yeah, not bad though. I mean, yeah, obviously this is different locations. Probably wouldn't have run against this deck, but showing you examples of what you can do with these cards. And yeah, getting those kind of cost reductions from Warlock. That was still decent power for us, yeah. Okay. So Copycat is Lizard. Probably not the best hit, but at least we know this is a 10s deck. We can hold Rocket Raccoon. We don't need to play it into Quantum Tunnel or anything like that yet. Vibranium Mines is interesting as well. I mean, we don't have Warlock or anything else, so I don't mind sacrificing Sunspot. I think it's worth keeping Rocket as well. So yeah, let's just swap the Sunspot out. We've got possible targets of like Moon Girl, Red Hulk, Sandman. Sure, why not? Ooh. Okay. For each snaps, we need to snap a bit. So Pixie we can play now, so that's okay. So in our deck we have Red Hulk and Hulkling, Moon Girl, Warlock, Hydra Bob and Sunspots. We have some good potential options for Red Hulk and Hulkling. So yes, let's play Pixie. Snap on that for that power. Let's try and build up that lane. 8 power in Quantum Tunnel as well. Potentially, I mean, we don't really know what kind of they're playing yet, but that's a good power to have in that lane, basically. It's Sauron, so yeah, that's going to swap for Lizard. Okay. It's Bob for 3. Don't really want that. So we Mobius. We need to keep the Mobius. We don't really want any Vibranium either, do we? Because we've still got big cards in our hand, let's play Rocket into Quantum Tunnel. Let's do that. Let's play 2 cards right. It's Warlock. So now we can skip. Damage Rocket Raccoon. That stayed at 1 cost. Okay, so yeah, we're Warlock now. And let's see if we can get some costs hitting. Rocket Raccoon would be good. Hydra would be good. Copycat, yeah. Let's try not to hit She-Hulk because she'll get reduced by a lot next turn. She only went to 5. Yeah, the rest of it was pretty well spread. Copycat's a 1. So yeah, not terrible. Can we get one big card to play? No, it's a 1-cost Sunspot. I mean, a 1-cost Sunspot is going to be 5 power. Right, what is the worst card? So Rocket Raccoon goes here because we really want to see Red Hulk or Hulkling, because that will win us this lane. And then we just drop our other power mid. And we play Rocket Raccoon first because obviously we have Vibraniums. So yeah, it's Sunspot's going to go to a 4 power plus Copycat. Lizard, they're not likely to feel there. Do we double dip and do we go 2 cards into Quantum Tunnel? Because is 21 going to be enough? If they've got Scar, they could probably drop a Scar as well. So we might have to rely on this. It's just 1 card. It's Typhoid Mary. So Rocket Raccoon becomes Red Hulk. Yay! And yeah, She-Hulk. Sunspot goes to 4. Copycat. And Bob. Cool. Yep, that went nicely. Obviously, yeah, they didn't have Scar. That would have been 12 points for them, actually. Would have only been 22, so we still would have won this lane. So yeah, nice. Nice to beat a big power deck as well. So yeah, cool. Okay, cool. This is the Victoria Hand version. So we have Moon Girl, we have Onslaught, Nico at the moment. Let's hold on to. Ooh. Ooh, and we have a Warlock as well. Right, Victoria Hand definitely into Sinister London. Wempool as well, okay. Interesting, right, so... Ooh, wait, double Warlock. Double Warlock. That works, right? That's double cost reductions, right? Warlock into Sinister London. It's a star brand for them. You got She-Hulk as well, okay. Moon Girl was going to give us Onslaught, Nico, and Shang-Chi. Interesting. Very interesting how this is going to go. Because they are obviously playing the big boy deck. So yeah, they are going to have a lot of power, but we are going to have 2 Shang-Chis as well. We activate both Warlocks. She-Hulk's going to be cheap. We know this. It's just, what are we going to play? Mid, because obviously it's then a question of Shang-Chi's, because it's only taken out 1 still. Where are we going to be better off? So we could play both Shang-Chi's mid. That'd be really shit. Okay, so right. So we can force. So we've got to play Shang-Chi mid. You've got to play Onslaught mid. It's a shame we don't have one more energy because this is the copy. Onslaught mid. We can't win right, so it's just a question of, okay, if we block here, Onslaught will hopefully land. We can play one card here as well, which is that Nico. So we do that because it's going to be Shang-Chi and Onslaught will go. Excuse me, mid and left. I don't think it's enough power because this deck is ridiculous. And yeah, Citadel can obviously sit for this.
Power must be controlled.
But yeah, interesting to see what kind of power we can get. Onslaught goes to 30. That was closer than I thought, man. That was a lot closer than I thought that was going to be right side. Yeah, we still couldn't have won any other way. Like if we would have forced the other Shang-Chi right, we still wouldn't have won mid. And the Shang-Chi left won us mid in the end. But that was a lot closer than I thought that was going to be, that game. And yeah, Onslaught on the Victoria hands obviously gave us a set of 16 power Nico. We didn't have a lot of other copies. That was the other problem. Shang-Chi went to 12, and the other Onslaughts. Why didn't that go up in power? That's correct. Lost into London. That's not a copy, isn't it? Oh, it's not copied in hand, is it? That Shang-Chi was, because that was created by Moon Girl. Yeah, okay, cool. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, that game. We weren't going to win it. Wasn't ever confident we were, but that was a lot closer than I thought it would be. So yeah, cool. Okay, Iron Patriot, Mirage, and Victoria Hand is very good. Attilan is not great for us, particularly if we are going to get a cheap Iron Patriot card. Yeah, let's play Quinjet now. We draw a card, which is Shang-Chi. Obviously, your team is going to still shuffle this anyway. I think we just go Victoria Hand Frigga and then see what we can draw, see what we can generate. I think, yeah, that's all we can do. To move, so if we can get Shang-Chi back, that's potentially very good. I have to start snapping to let's plan that location. So let's play Frigga. Should have played Victoria Hand there, I suppose. Frigga left. Because then if we can get Onslaught into double Victoria Hands, that's ideally what we're trying to do. Magic has turned off that location. Okay. Right. Oh, actually. Right. We get two cards here from Iron Patriot and Mirage. Mobius. Is this just a move deck? Yeah, this is bounce move. So we've got Hulk and A ghost spider, interesting. Luna Snow as well. And an Aranya. It's turn 5. They still got to do a bit of bouncing and moving, if that is what they're doing. So, Warlock. We don't have She-Hulk, so I don't think we need to do that now. What we can do... I mean, we could just drop the Hulk now, but I like getting that cheaper, because then if we can Moongirl that next turn, but what do we need to do to have space for that? Thing is this, we're not worried about card cost reduction for them. So they're going to start moving stuff now, which is Human Torch. So yeah, playing Moongirl now will give us what we're doing. Playing Moongirl and drawing a card might not be enough. And we have obviously a lot of cards on the board as well. So the Ice Cube will now go. It's also space. We've got so Moongirl would have to go here. So we would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'd only get Shang-Chi and Mobius. So maybe instead we have priority. So even if they do play Strange or something to move the Human Torch back. So yeah, I think we're safe to Shang-Chi now. We have a 2-cost Hulk and a 2-cost She-Hulk. We can't play there at the moment either. Let's put She-Hulk here now. We did snap, didn't we? Yep. And then next turn we can drop Hulk. I think they're probably looking to play Tribunal or something with this massive Human Torch, but he's now dead. Strange, yeah, looking to move it. And then it blocks in right as well, which really helps us. It's Madame with mid. Yeah, we are looking really good here. Oh, they're not blocked in mid anymore. Right. But yes, obviously we're 19 power ahead here. We want to go Hulk. Let's go Hulk here, and then we can spread a bit of power. It's just Moongirl and Nico. But yeah, that should be enough. They were in Shang-Chi? No, they're out. So yeah, cool. Yeah, obviously Shang-Chi took out that Human Torch, and that was obviously their game plan. They're looking to drop Tribunal to spread that power across the board. But yeah, yeah, it wasn't a Warlock game, that one, but that was definitely a Victoria Hand game, which played really well. So yeah, cool. Yeah, Quinjet, Frigga, and She-Hulk to start. Very good. Okay. It's Onslaught, a 6/16 Onslaught is ridiculous. Not worried about that for Nico, so let's stick with the Quinjet. So, yeah, if we can get Warlock, this would now be good, because then it gives us the option to drop Onslaught and She-Hulk potentially with Victoria Hand in play. Let's see what we can get. +1 energy for casting Blackstone as well. I think we need to shut that down. We need to try and shut that down. It's Mirage, so they're going to be Victoria Hand as well, so they're going to get a Frigga or a Mobius. Rickety Bridge. Okay. Then, yeah, we need to stop their energy. because we're getting cheaping cards and trying to play them. If I do drop Quinjet, Mobius at least stops that. 4 cards is a lot. It's a lot of cards. They're giving us copies as well. Strange Supreme, interesting. And Mysterios. I mean, we now don't have to play it to Rickety Bridge because Mysterio will destroy it. So you can play Strange Supreme and Mirage. Yeah, that's only copy, isn't it? So it would eat it. Sure, why not? Yeah, eat it. I was going to give them all -1 Mysterio as well, actually. So yeah, sure, why not? They played Mobius. Was that Mobius that they got from Mirage? Yes, it was. So it was our Mobius. Strange Supreme could well eat it. That's interesting as well. So we don't have a Warlock that we can play. We don't have Victoria Hand or anything in play. What was the last card we played? Strange Supreme. That would just get eaten. Tricky one. This is a tricky one. I think we Hawkeye because it's full power. I don't really want to destroy anything in Rickety Bridge. Is it Iron Patriot instead? Oh, I've got 616 onslaught, can you believe it? That we're probably not going to get to play. We are winning though still, so let's think about power. Hawkeye for 4 here, because then we can play our 16 power onslaught next turn. They play the Mysterio though, they're both going to get destroyed, aren't they? With our energy though now, this does mean we can play. Oh no, we can't, because of Mobius keeps the She-Hulk where it is. We Acid Arrow here, and then if they do play something, it will be destroyed. If they don't play something, we'll win. And then it's just a case of what power we've got. It's just this 7 though. That's not enough. So yeah, it's Frigga. It's Iron Patriot as the Grapple Arrow. Oh, it's next card, isn't it? So yeah, Grapple Arrow. Yeah, I don't think we're going to win this one though. 18 power Sasquatch. They didn't play anything. Well, we didn't have Shang-Chi or anything, so yeah, that's... And Strange is going to eat. Hang on. Hang on. No way. Strange. Hey, what did it eat from that lane? It's the Mobius, because it's the copy of our Mobius that it ate. And then our Strange Supreme ate the Grapple Arrow, which was 3 plus the 2. Took it above here, and I didn't play anything into Rickety Bridge, so the Acid Arrow won us that game. That was a cool one. I liked that one. Okay, so Nico turning into a demon, not really what we want right now, but yeah, Quinjet will drop. Machine Mill gives us copies, interesting. I might play Nico just to get her out of the hand, because we've got Moon Girl. We'll play Mobius on 3, and then it's Shang-Chi. in hand plus whatever we get, so whatever we are drawing next. Should be pretty good. Let's play Nico Wrights. New dimension gives us Enchantress. Interesting. We have called Warlock. Our copies are going to be Shang-Chi, Enchantress, and Warlock. Don't know what our opponent's playing because I haven't played anything. So maybe we do go with Warlock to move into Machine World. And then we Moon Girl on 4, skip on 5, and see what we can play turn 6. I moved twice, okay. Had a Warlock. It was mid, okay, so they're going to be drawing cards. Not ideal. We don't really want to give them. Do we want to give them a Moon Girl? Cards in hand still. I think Moon Girl's actually not bad. So let's drop the Moon Girl here. We did get She-Hulk as well, but we're not going to get a copy of She-Hulk because the we're going to get Mobius, Shang-Chi, and Enchantress instead. But depending on what they play, obviously double Enchantress could be very good for us.
I'm about to juice this up.
Crystal. That's X. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? Right, okay. And this is all the cards that we have as well. So we skip. What are they going to play? Wong. So Enchantress. We can shut down the Wong. That's fine. And we have She-Hulk as well. So power at She-Hulk mid. Enchantress right. Enchantress right. And then just Mobius. I think that's kind of all we can do. Yeah, we're not shutting down anything with Enchantress on our own side. Victoria Hand's not out. Yeah, let's see how this one plays out. Obviously, they've only played 6 cards total. We have got 24 power. This could be Gambit, though. This could be something like that. Mystique, which copies nothing, and it's Gambit. Sweet. So they get 1 hit, which was doesn't really matter, does it? Cool. Yeah, obviously get the Enchantress was key there, so that was worked out really well. And the Moon Girl getting the power was good. I think the Warlock helped. It was Warlock that got destroyed. Sorry, dude. Yeah, but no, we had enough to win that game. It's a shame that obviously we played Professor X, but yeah, we locked them in and we had that power to win with She-Hulk and Enchantress. So yeah, cool. So yeah, those were the games. Yeah, looking back at the decks now, let's start with the first deck, the High Evo deck. Yeah, this played okay. I was quite happy with it. Like I say, that first game against Mr. Negative, still annoyed with it after all these games. I didn't win that one. Just because I put Super Scroll in that deck exactly for that reason and that deck. But yeah, the rest of the deck I actually thought played pretty well. We got those cost reductions, like I said at the start, for kind of Maximus, Lunar Snow, getting that extra power on the board as well. Yeah, this deck was pretty straightforward. Not a bad deck, I thought. The second deck was the Pixie Warlock one. Didn't get to play the Sandman lines, but the lines we did play were pretty cool. Hulkling did pretty well for us in one game, although we lost that game, wasn't it? That was the Kangaroo Zison. But yeah, no, I had a few decent games with that. That was pretty good. Copycat, yeah, could be something else maybe. You could maybe drop Sandman as well and put in something else, maybe like a Cosmic Ghost Rider, something like that, for if you're not hitting Warlock and you need a bit of tech to play on turn 5. But yeah, no, I'm quite happy with this deck as well. And then yeah, the Warlock Victoria hand deck played pretty well, I thought. Onslaught, I don't know why I put Onslaught in and not Moonstone. Moonstone makes much more sense, it is less power. But yeah, obviously getting much cheaper Moonstones that you can drop on turn 6 with everything else, that could be pretty good. She-Hulk was good, obviously Shang-Chi was very good as well. Yeah, well, I think we probably didn't generate as many cards as I thought we would, but we still have that potential to do it, obviously, if we get good Nico draws and Iron Patriot, Mirage and Frigga, and Moon Girl. We played Moon Girl a couple of times and that worked pretty well. But yeah, overall I think Warlock was probably pretty good in the games that we did play him, getting that cost reduction, getting that double cost reduction in what game it was. Yeah, we had 2 Warlocks on the board to reduce lots of costs. That might have been the game that we lost against the Tens deck. But yeah, obviously that's something to think about. Obviously we can't really duplicate Warlock unless it's with Nico into Warlock to copy it and then play the Warlock again on turn 4. But that's obviously a very select thing. Obviously Frigga, you can play Warlock on 3, Frigga on 4, but then the Warlock you play on turn 5, you wouldn't be able to activate it basically in time, would you? So thinking if there's ways to get 2 Warlocks. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. 3/3, not a bad stat line as well. But yeah, getting that cost cheaper seemed to work pretty well. I think there's probably obviously a bit more cooking to do with this card to get the right deck for him. But yeah, on the whole, these ones, I thought they played pretty well. And I thought if I played better, I would have had some few more wins as well. And because it was Devil's Diner, I couldn't get the untapped win stats for these decks. But I thought they all kind of played pretty similarly, to be honest. They're all pretty good. We know what we're doing with Victoria hand decks, high Evo decks. Obviously, yes, we're looking along that line to do the She-Hulk Infinite stuff. And the Pixie deck, obviously, you're just jumping costs and seeing what happens. But yeah, so they're all kind of based on existing decks. Does Warlock make them better? I think it makes a high Evo one better. I would like to try and build with maybe with Abomination in it as well, if we tried a bit more on the Affliction side of things. That might be something else to try, because then obviously you can get cheap Abominations plus She-Hulks plus Infernals or Big Hulks as well. So yeah, that might be something. But yeah, I think overall I thought Warlock was okay. Yeah, let's do a bit more cooking with it. Let's see if we can get it in some better decks as well. So yeah, thank you for watching this long. It's been a long video, this one, but I just wanted to try this card in a few different decks and see how we got on. Just before we finish as well, there might be a place for Warlock in a Dracula dump deck. I haven't put it in this one, but I've started playing this deck again recently. This was based on a deck I made a few months ago now. It was when Captain Carter came out, actually. Whereas you're just dropping ones across the board with Black Swan. But then actually thinking about like the Maximus playline that we were doing in the other deck, maybe you can do this without 1-cost cards. Maybe you can do this with 2-cost cards, which have more power. So like then you could put in Silk, First Ghost Rider, cards like that. Although they're not much more power than Ant-Man or Rocket Raccoon. And I think Black Swan and Warlock are actually very similar cards. They both need to be played by turn 4 to activate on turn 5. But yeah, there could be something here for a kind of a dump deck with Warlock reducing the cost of the other cards in your hand for another big turn 6 drop. So yeah, I might look into that as well. But yeah, if you're looking for a bonus deck at the moment to play, I've loved playing Dracula dump deck lately. So yeah, this has been a good one to play. So yeah, that's been it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking around. Let me know if you did stick around. Yeah, it's really kind of you. Thank you very much. But yeah, cheers. Good luck on ladder. Good luck with the rest of Devil's Diner. And yeah, just thank you for watching. Cheers. See you next time.